When you first create a Facebook page, you're asked to fill in some basic information about the page, your name and your address or a description. But very often after the page is created, you want to go back and change some information. Or also there's some information that we didn't pay close attention to. And that's what I want to show you how to do in this video. Now you've already learned in previous videos how to change your profile image by hovering over the profile image and clicking Change Picture, and how to change and edit the photo strip by clicking on the Photos link over here. But there are many other things that you can change, and to do that you need to click the Edit Page button, which you'll find upper right. If you don't see an Edit Page button, that means that you are not an administrator for this page. You may have somehow navigated to a different page. Only admins of that page will see the Edit Page button. Nobody else will see that. I'll click on the Edit Page button now. We've already covered some of this information in previous videos, and some of these categories are going to be covered in upcoming videos. In this one, I just want to talk about settings and permissions. So let's click on Settings. There are two checkboxes here that are turned on by default. The second one is easier to understand. Email notifications. This is actually a long requested feature that Facebook finally added, which is that it will automatically email you. This is the email address associated with my personal Facebook account when people post on my page or comment on my page. Before, page administrators had to obsessively check their pages to see if anybody's commented or written anything on their wall. Now you'll automatically get notified by email when that happens. If that bothers you, you can turn it off. The other option that's turned on by default is that you should always comment and post on your page as Bliss number 5, even when using Facebook as Ann Smithson. So I am on Facebook using my personal account, right? It says that's what you're using. And let's see what it means. When I go back to View Page, if we come down here, you'll see that somebody commented on my post. And when I reply to that comment, it's using my Facebook page's avatar. So that is the default behavior. If I comment on this, you'll see that it's going to use that little avatar, and it's going to come from Bliss number 5 right here. That's the default behavior, but it doesn't have to be that. If we click the other option up here in Settings, turn off posting preference, and we go back to the page, that remains as it was. But if I write a comment now, it's going to come through as my personal avatar, which is nice. Sometimes you want to just have a one-to-one conversation with somebody on your Facebook page, and you don't want to always be your logo, right, or your brand name. I love it too much. Love that chocolate too much. But also notice there's a trade-off up here. We cannot post to the wall. I don't know why. I guess you cannot post to your wall on your Facebook page unless you are actually using that avatar. So you have to go back to Settings and turn that back on and save your changes. Then when we go back, you can see that we get our little status field back. So something you have to turn on and turn off on the fly, but it's nice to know that it's possible to do. So we looked at the two settings in your settings. Now let's look at Manage Permissions. Page visibility. Only admins can see this page. If you are ever doing some major overhauling of your Facebook page and you'd like to temporarily hide it, you want to take it offline while you're doing work, you could turn this on and then choose Save Changes. That way, only admins of the page can see the page. Nobody else would. It would just say the page is temporarily offline. It's not the same as deleting the page. Again, because you can always get to the page as an admin, you would just come back here and turn this off and click Save Changes. If you do ever want to permanently delete a page, if you created it and you're like, I just hate this whole thing, I want to start all over again, you can delete it. And just click right here. It's going to delete everything. It's going to delete your images. It's going to delete posts. It's going to delete all the content, but at least it'll be gone and off your shoulders. We're not going to do that, and we don't want to hide the page right now. You can restrict people who visit your page to certain countries if you want. And you can learn more about this by clicking the What Is This? Same thing with age restrictions. So if your page is about alcohol, you would enter this. Otherwise, you say people 21 and over are the only ones allowed to see this page. Remember that when you first created your Facebook personal account, it asks for your age, and this is one of the reasons. What does your Wall tab show? Does it show all posts? Because if you allow your likes to post on your page, which most people do, you can have all those posts showing, both things that you post and that they post. But if you'd rather have more control over it and only your posts appear, you can say only the posts by the page, by me, in other words. And this is a very powerful feature here. What is the default landing tab? When I go to this page as a regular Facebook user, what do I see first? The default is that I see the wall. But what you could say is that they see the info tab. Let's take a look at what the info tab looks like. That's this right here. So a lot of pages will create extensive notes and URLs and all sorts of fun stuff in all those fields that you have available to you to edit the info. And this is where people land by default. And if they want to see what Bliss number 5 has been posting, they would choose wall to see that. So in edit page, you can choose what is the default landing page. It can be the wall, info, or photos. There are apps that will add additional pages, and you could choose from those as well. We're going to be talking about adding additional pages to your Facebook page in another video. Here is where you give permissions to users if they can post on your wall. Can users write or post content on your wall? Can they add photos and videos? Notice these are all turned on by default, so don't get freaked out if you go to your page and see people have been writing all sorts of junk on the wall. A lot of spammers will do that. I found when you're writing a Facebook page is that they'll try to grab your fans, your likes, and get them to visit their page. So they'll post stuff promoting their own page, which is obnoxious. What you can do is you can type in a list of terms. So if somebody uses that term, then their comments are moderated. They will appear gray to you until you approve them, but for everybody else who visits the page, they won't even see them. This is new, as is the profanity block list. So if you don't want people who are using profane language from posting on your wall, you can filter that out as well. I recommend for every page that you create and all the pages that you have created so far that you edit page and check out what you have set for your settings and manage permissions, and make sure that they are set to the settings that you want for your page.